into the computer, not into the cloud. Okay. All right. Good morning, everybody. I hope you are all caught up. Also, those of you that are binge watching the videos at home, let me know in the group, how's it going? How are you caught up with the work? How are you feeling? So that I know what's happening in your world. So the past couple of days, we spoke a lot about manifestation. And as I said yesterday, kind of closed the manifestation topic. And today, we're going to speak a little bit about relationships. And I don't mean love relationships, but people relationships, like relationships with everybody. So one of the things that I set my intention to last year, but that is going to continue to be, or I set the intention differently this year, is last year I said I want to connect to more people and make it count. And this year I said I want more authentic relationships. So this year for me, I set two, let's say, big words. One is quantum expansion and the other one is authentic connections. So what I realized was that I have a huge network of people. I have a lot of people that ask to spend time with me. So I have a lot of friends, and a friend for me is somebody who's quite close. So let's say acquaintances as well, of people that in German we say Bekannte. So people that you know, but that they're not like your immediate friends, right? And the other thing is that I really started looking at, so I receive, I think, about 4 or 5 friend requests on Facebook every day. On LinkedIn, I have to say I'm a bit more open to connection requests, but I always follow my gut feeling, because I want to avoid 2 things. First, I don't accept requests from men, friend requests from men I don't accept, because you never know what they're up to. And second, unless they really have like 200 or 300 friends in common. But then I also check, okay, what category are they coming from? Like I've got some people that are coming from the breeding category, and then I have some people that are coming from, former coaching organizations I was a part of. And then I'm very selective to see, okay, who are their friends? Because some of those people are people that I actually want to distance myself from now. Okay. So this is where I really follow my gut feeling in terms of who do I befriend and who do I not befriend, but mainly it's women, also because my target audience is mainly women, right? And so I look at the picture and I feel into it, and I'm like, okay, am I going to accept this request? Yes or no? How do I feel about this person? Because the second thing I want to avoid is getting the immediate sales pitch, right? Like I'm sure you've all experienced it. You accept the friend request, and then 2 seconds later, there's a message waiting in your inbox of, hey, how is your business going? Or have you ever thought of, setting up a new business when they're network marketers, or, all these things. So that is why for me, this year is about building authentic relationships. And when people friend request me, for example, one of the things I want to do when I accept their request, or also when people follow me, is actually engage with them. So just to say hi and hey, it's nice to, be connected, and why did you connect, and these things, and just like build authentic relationships. Because I believe in a concept called the power of one. So it's not about how many people we know, but it's about the kind of people we know, and appreciating every single person. So for me, it's not about 60, 70, or 100 likes. For me, it's the actual people who are behind those likes, the people who take their time to comment on my posts, the people who I engage with, these people I spend time with, who on a coffee, people who message me. Like, I appreciate every single person that does that. And I'm excited and happy about every single person that does that. Because I used to be so focused on, oh no, it's a bad post because only 20 people liked it. Like yesterday, for example, I wrote a post. I started sharing more about my work with the horse coaching, and I shared a post about, or I'm starting to share stories of what's actually happening, because some of those stories are pretty incredible and very, like, almost unbelievable. And so yesterday I shared a story about one client that came to my workshop, and the post is called The Narcissist. And what happened is that actually I had very few likes, but I had a lot of messages. I had a lot of messages, people voice messaging me. Wow, this is incredible work that you do. I can't believe that the horses can do this. Like people might writing me on Messenger, people writing me on Instagram. So even though the engagement was low, the connection is so much higher. So, and that's what I'm interested in. I'm interested in true, authentic connections. And that's what I'm manifesting this year, or manifesting, that's what I'm calling in and I'm working on this year actively. But also I manifested in a way where I say, okay, I really, I'm working energetically on attracting the right people into my life, the real connections, the people that want to, you know, the authentic clients with real connections, the authentic friends with real connections. So I'm really like doing on the one hand, deepening the connections, but also doing a cleaning process. So that is why one of the things that I would, that I'm going to do today, and that I would invite you to do as well, is to look at ways, one, how can you deepen the connections that you have? So for me, for example, that's going to mean the friend requests that I've accepted in the last 1 or 2 weeks. I'm going to follow up with the people and see, like, and just say hi, like say hi, it's nice to meet you, thanks for the friend request, great to be connected. Why did you reach out, or, you know, what was the reason? And start building an authentic connection with the people that I don't know yet. And the second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go through my friend list. I'm going to start with Facebook, and I'm going to start deleting people from my friends, from some people, from people that never engage, people that you actually, like, I've got people there that I met at a speaking event and they were like, oh, can we connect on Facebook? And I'm like, yes, sure. But I never spoke to them again after that event. So there's no point. They're not engaging. We're not connected in any way. We don't talk to each other. So for me, there's no point in keeping them as a contact. Now, so for me, it's really a clearing out exercise. The advantage is also, if you are a coach and you post regularly on Facebook or Instagram, if you clean out, your algorithm improves. Okay, so Facebook really loves when you clean your contact list. So this is another good reason to do it. But so there are several ways to do it. Either you post officially on Facebook and you say, hey, I'm going to delete. So if you don't want to be deleted, comment here. I'm sure you've seen several people do that. I don't do that. I just delete people. I mean, if I don't know them, if we're not engaging, what's the point, right? So I'm just going to delete people. Then the second thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to make a list of people that are taking a lot of energy, right? So we've got the overall people that we're forming authentic connections with, that we want to form. We've got the people that we say, okay, I don't really know them, so there's no point in being connected with them. And then there's a third category, which is to be very aware of people in our life that take energy from us. And oftentimes we find that these are people that are very close to us, very, very close to us sometimes. And so we need to first identify who those people are. And then we need to start, I'm not saying you have to do this part today, but it's good to start being aware of who those people are. And then in the future, start thinking about ways to set boundaries and ways to, let's say, minimize the amount of time you spend with those people. And there are several ways to do that. The first thing that I do is I really limit the time in terms of, I actually tell people that I'm limiting the time. So I have some, like, easiest example, I have some old high school friends that are on a completely different energetic level than I am now. And talking to them, they always have, like, some of them have a lot of drama going on. And so talking to them takes a lot of energy for me. So if I talk to them, I make sure that I actually have like a specific time frame, so that there's something I still need to do after, something I have scheduled after, so that this conversation cannot go on for too long. Because honest to goodness, I feel bad putting down the phone. If I don't authentically have something else to do, I cannot say, hey, I still have something to, or I still need to call. Like, I'm not good with that. So I really make sure that if I talk to them, that I set a time frame, and then it has an end to it. So I know, okay, it's half an hour or an hour, and I don't do it all the time. The other thing I do is, for example, I meet them together. So if I meet all of the friends together, then they're all in the group. Then my time with those couple of individuals that are energy stealers is shared amongst everybody else. So it's not only me. And the other thing that I do is I've told some people as well that I feel, I obviously didn't tell them that they're energy drainers and that I tried to limit my time with them, but I did tell them that there is always a lot of drama around them, and that this is not something that I engage with. So I have told that to people when it became too much. Okay. So these are the 3 things that I would like you to do. So I'm opening up for question, like energy cleanup and building authentic relationship with people, because the people that are in our life, they impact how we feel every single day. And it's so important. It is so important to know, like, we all know this, but we never take the time to do this, right? Like, it's always something we're like, yeah, okay, we need to make sure that we spend time with people that give us energy, but do we consciously do it? Yes or no? Okay. All right. So questions.
So how is this impacting intentions and manifestations? Having the wrong people around, or cleaning off people and having maybe more of the right people around?
It impacts your intentions that you will have more energy. So having more of the right people around and less of the wrong people around is helping you in terms of, yeah, you've got more energy available. And also some people may help you with getting your intentions where you want to get them. Right? Okay, Bea also has a question.
Yes, Nadia, it's very funny that especially today I'm on, because one of my intentions was to, to build up more people in my life, like friends and so on.
Mm-hmm.
And as I'm so often here in Gastein and not so often in Vienna, I really miss people here in Gastein. I feel very lonely, although, I mean, I'm in the Alps, it's beautiful, but still. So I asked, all of a sudden, I had this impulse, to ask on Wunderweiber, this network, who else is in Gastein and is also feeling like that they want to catch up, And I was really surprised because I think around 18 ladies wrote that they also have some spaces or apartments here around, and that they kind of feel the same, or that they also would like to connect. So I was very grateful for this because it was just an impulse I followed, But now I have this information, and all of a sudden I felt completely stuck, because I was thinking, okay, but what does it mean now? Okay, we are all here, and what do I do now with this information? I didn't know how to build something out of it. I have now, it feels like I have the basics, but with whom do I want to connect, or how should it work? Should we go skiing, or I don't know. And it's very interesting.
I would start off with, if 18 people wrote you, you have two choices. Either you open up for everybody and you say, okay, you know what, I'm going to send you all a friend request and let's make a small group of like Wunderweiber Gastein, you know, like the women group in Gastein. And, or you, if that is too risky for you, because there may be one or the other person in there that is not somebody you actually would appreciate connecting, then I would simply then I would simply look at the pictures of the people that commented and just let your gut feeling tell you who you should reach out to, and reach out to those people individually and say, hey, it would be great to connect, and do you want to go for coffee or skiing or whatever, or let me know the next time you're here, or are you here at the moment, you know? So that's what I would do. I would just follow my gut feeling of who then are the people that I want to connect with. You can still make a small community, like a small messenger group on Facebook, and but that doesn't mean you have to meet those people individually. You can meet as a group, for example, right? And then you can pick the people and say, okay, this one I'm going to meet for coffee, this one I'm going to meet for coffee, this one not so much, this one also not so much, right? So then you have the choice of who you meet more on a personal level, if you do like a small group meeting, if that's possible during COVID.
It's just that I feel so unfamiliar, yeah, and it feels so, I feel in this aspect, it's very interesting, very anxious, because it's something completely new, because I'm not the one usually who builds up things like this, you know, I'm more like the follower, and it feels very, yeah, I mean, it's something that I wished for, but now it came so fast, and it was so so I was like, okay, whoa, what do I do now with this?
It's funny because it's always like this, be careful what you wish for. It's like, I crave more connection, and then it's like, boom, and you're like, okay, what do I do now? It's the thing is, I think it's a great challenge for you. You know, I think the universe is challenging you a bit to say, hey, you know, you can move on from that, and why don't you give it a go to create a messenger group, because you have nothing to lose. You know, what's the worst thing that can happen? I always ask myself, what's the worst thing that can happen?
Yeah, I don't know. Everybody laughs at me. I don't know.
Yeah, for what? For creating a group on Messenger?
Yeah, it's very ridiculous. Like irrationally, I know it's just very weird, yeah, because I'm also leading people. I mean, I'm in my job, but in my job it's completely different than doing this privately.
I mean, I think you need to overcome that fear. The other thing that you can do is the next time you give an order to the universe, be a bit more specific. So say, I don't only crave connections in the area I'm in, but I crave connections with people that are like me. Like this is, for example, something that I've manifested here in this area is I have my partner's friends who are wonderful people, but they're also a lot connected to his ex-wife. So I want my own group of people here that are not attached to his ex-wife and that are like my friends. You know, it's like that belong to me in a way, to be a bit to put it a bit in a weird context. But the thing is that I said, okay, I want to attract people that are similar to me, maybe also coaches, consultants, you know, that do something similar, because of course, when it's easy to connect on a base where you're doing similar work. So that is something, an intention that I set for this year, and something I want to call in this year is like meeting people here locally, so not only online, right? So yeah, you need to feel on this, you know, like, is it, and also see, is it a fear? Like, what is it? Why are you hesitant? Is it your gut feeling warning you of like, well, actually there's some people in that group that answered that are not so amazing? Or is it or is it fear that's coming up of like, oh, what if they think I'm stupid, or, you know, like whatever the fear is, that, like you said, that I'm afraid they're going to laugh at me. Well, is that really going to happen?
Not rational, this fear. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, and the other thing is it's a very small group of people. 18 people is not that much. So what can go wrong?
Yeah, true.
Okay, good. All right. Anybody else have any questions? Okay. Okay. Good.
I
Yes,
have a
Sharon.
I have a comment.
Yeah.
And I've already started doing this actually.
Perfect.
I have you know, on my iPhone, I have the favorite list of people, you know, with quick, you just push. And it just dawned on me that some of those people don't belong there. They're not my favorites anymore. So I actually changed the order of some of them. You know, some people that have been maybe more active in the past went down. Some people went out.
Yeah.
And I was really looking and thinking, wow, my life has changed. Some of those people, you know, I'm not really have any connection or emotional connection or whatever to those people anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking also, you know, it's about deleting or pushing people down or whatever, but it's also bringing other people up.
Yeah, of course.
You know, it's maybe new people up, you know, at the top. So I guess maybe this exercise is about who needs to go out and who needs to come up. Because in relation to my vision now, and I have also attracted some fantastic new people in just a few weeks, 3-4 weeks that have come into my life.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting.
And that's exactly the point, right? It's like you want to spend time with people. 90% of your time should be dedicated to people that are in the same energetic frequency as you. So that inspire you, that are positive, that motivate you, that where you feel really good and they give you energy, right? So, and in order to do that, you need to make space for those people because our time is limited and our energy is limited. So we need to make space for those people. That's the point, right? That's why this exercise is so important. It's like connect with new people, let go of old people, like the favorites list. I love that. That's a brilliant idea. The other thing you have to know is that the people on your favorites list, if they call you twice, even if your phone is on do not disturb mode, they still get through because it's like an emergency thing. So that's why, for example, for me on my favorites list are all the people that have to do things with my horses because they're always supposed to get through no matter what, right? So this is something that's also good.
What do you mean? What do you mean emergency?
People that are on your
just
favorite,
for me to take them off the favorite list doesn't. Yeah, the list on the iPhone. Yeah.
So the favorite list has two functions. One is you find people faster that you have the most connection with. And the second thing is that it's a bit like people that are on your favorite list, even if you have your phone on do not disturb. So you know the do not disturb function that people cannot get through. But the people who are on your favorite list, if they call you 2 times after each other, like I call you and I call you again, then the phone knows it's an emergency and they let them through. Yeah.
Never knew that. Okay.
Yeah. So that's why the favorite list, you should have, like your family should still be on your favorite list, even if they're not your favorite people, because they should still get through in case of an emergency.
Yeah. Gunnel, don't worry, you're still on my favorite list.
Right. Yeah. So that is but yeah, so that is a technical feature as well of the favorite list on the iPhone. Not everybody knows that. And what's really, but as I said, overall it's this cleaning process of like, it's a bit like, you know, like going on a diet at the beginning of the year or setting the intention to exercise more. It's the same with your relationships. It's having more energy is related to the people you spend your time with. And that's really, really important. Yeah, good. All right. Any other comments or questions? I'm curious to see what you guys will come up with as feedback tomorrow, because what typically happens when we do this is we have a lot of very interesting realizations, like really like, wow, I didn't even think this person drains my energy, but I just remembered the last 3 times I sat down for coffee with them and I went home afterwards, I had to go straight to bed. Or you will find that you have some very lovely people in your network that you've never connected with. You'll find, it's this exercise is a lot of fun and very beautiful because it's really a cleansing process, and it's really you will find out some things about people that are like, yeah, in your proximity, and it's really a beautiful exercise. Okay.
I have a last comment on that.
Yeah.
I also think it's important if you're deleting people or, I also think it's important to have gratitude and thank them,
Absolutely.
for what we've had together, but now we're moving on in different directions.
Absolutely. But it always depends on, like, I've been thinking a long time. I, for example, have one of my ex-partners that I'm still connected with on Facebook, but we haven't spoken since we separated. It was a very traumatic separation. So for me, I was really thinking to delete that person from Facebook because it gives me no value, and actually it freaks me out a bit that he's still around, because I know he stalks all of my pictures, and he sees all my stories. He sees everything. He never comments or likes anything, but he sees everything. And I've been thinking about deleting him for a while now, and that's what I'm going to do today. Is just like, let it go for good, and be grateful, of course, for those relationships, right? But sometimes we just have to move on and let go. Sometimes what I also do is when people are just too much energy, then I snooze them on Facebook. So you can snooze people for 30 days on Facebook and Instagram. This is something that I've done now for people that are speaking a lot about Corona. I've snoozed them for the very simple reason that it's also about who shows up on my timeline. It's very much about what do I see. Like my experience on Facebook and Instagram, I wanted to be a good one. I wanted to look through my feed and be like, wow, I love this. This is so inspirational. This is lovely. And have positive things there, and not all the time, and it doesn't matter which way, Corona, pro-vax, anti-vax, this, that, left, right. I just like, I'm out. I don't want to be part of this. It's too much energy. Okay. Good. All right. Enjoy this. Really, really, really tap into your connections and your relationships. Have a lovely, lovely, lovely day. And I will see you guys back tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Goodbye.